In the latest stimulus bill, billions of dollars have been set aside for small businesses affected by COVID-19. Joining us now to talk about how this will help some small businesses is financial professional Brett Gottlieb from Comprehensive Advisor. Brett, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Same to you. Good to see you.
Seems appropriate. We're talking about the green right now. Obviously, a lot of people affected because of the pandemic. We are 1 year into it. Let's talk briefly about how small businesses have been affected by COVID-19.
Yeah, it's obviously been a long year, and listening to that last segment and the excitement of businesses being able to open. The biggest impact really is, those businesses that have had to lay people off, the furloughs, the trying to stay open and maintain and cover some level of overhead is been challenging, and finding the funds to do that. And so, even at a smaller capacity, at 20 and 25% capacity, at least the businesses and the world, as we get our vaccines, are starting to roll back out, and hopefully we can get back to some normalcy. But yeah, it's been very challenging for these small businesses.
So let's talk a little bit about what small business owners need to know about that new piece of COVID-19 relief legislation, and what are some of the concerns that small business advocates are having with it.
So the first thing is the good news. There's $59 billion that have been set aside for small businesses, all in various different pots. So it might be what they call an EIDL loan as one. There was $15 billion set aside for this. This is these economic disaster loans. So if you were impacted and you need to get a loan to help jumpstart, it's a long-term loan, something where it's a 30-year term and low interest rate at about 3.75% for for-profit businesses, and if you're a not-for-profit, 2.75%. So it's a great way to kind of get you jump-started. You can get up to $2 million in that case. The second thing would be, especially for most of the businesses that have been heavily impacted, which is your bars, your restaurants, there's another $25 billion that's been set aside specifically for grants. So not something that you're going to have to pay back, but you can show that, hey, I'm using this to grip my business back on track. You can apply for these grant programs, again, through the Small Business Administration, and those would be ultimately, think of them as forgivable. It's not something you have to pay back. So there's a great opportunity there. And then the third and the big one that's been around that everybody knows about is the PPP, the Payroll Protection Program, and they've put another $7 billion in that pot. They still haven't even finished the funds that were in there. This is where some of the challenges come in with some of the legislation. Is technically the applications for those, the process to apply ends here at the end of March, so it's not that far away. The issue there is, are they going to extend it? And there is some talk in the Senate and the House about extending it a couple more months to give people a chance. But if you've already applied, then you're in the system. You should just be checking in with your lender, and if not, make sure you get on that as soon as possible.
And Brett, there's got to be some other resources that are available for small business owners who are struggling right now.
Yeah, there are. There's tax credits. I tell everybody, talk to your financial advisor, talk to your tax preparer. There's a bunch of different tax credits that are available for you for retention of your employees, for covering some of the COBRA healthcare costs. There's all kinds of things that you can do. There's even some local, each of your local cities have programs. I happen to be in Carlsbad. Carlsbad has a micro loan program, so you can go to your Chamber of Commerce and ask them for what options are available to help the business. You can look at Lendistry has some programs they've set up through the state of California for some grant programs that are available. I know the city of San Diego has some grant programs. So there's a lot of things out there. So don't just give up. Make sure that you take the time and talk to somebody. Feel free to reach out to us. Check on our website at comprehensiveadvisor.com. We've got different programs there, and I've got a couple articles I've written about this to really get you down the path of there is stuff to help you out. And this is exciting news that we're getting back to opening back up, and we're going to be out. And just that alone is going to help these businesses to try and bring on their staff and support us, and us support them in return.
And I've certainly heard a lot of business owners who have been struggling, just being really frustrated with a lot of what's out there, or not being able to figure it out. But certainly they have to be proactive. Brett, as always, we thank you for helping to explain everything to our viewers. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Maria.